in, wiffle ball fans. It's FLT tonight. We're getting ready for the FLT tournament. It's 1 week away on July 31st, 2017. It's looking to shape up to be a great tournament. Any thoughts about it, guys?
Can't wait. It's going to be great. Oh, yeah, I agree.
A lot of veteran teams.
A lot of veteran teams there. So we got the commish with us, Stork, and we also got Brett Lenz from Team OVO and Matt Ogden from the Lakehawks. But the commish, we got some new rules this year.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Tanner. This year we have the 3-player new rule. So basically, is adding 1 player, and he can either DH or pitch, or he could play the outfield and have the other player DH for him. So that's basically what it is, and it's just like the MLB rule. If he does sub, he cannot come back out.
Alright, very interesting. And stealing this year, I heard that was going to be added.
Yes, another new rule is the stealing. You can steal when the pitcher has the ball off the rubber, but as soon as he steps on the rubber, the player cannot leave the base.
Alright, I wonder if that's going to turn into a game of pettiness. Alright, so this year, unlike last year, there's only 4 teams, and there's going to be pool play. Each team will play each other team once. So after that, they'll be seeded to a 4-team single elimination tournament. First team this year, they were Team 3 last year. They got 4th place, the Lakehawks with Matt and Caden. This year they signed Daniel Ogden, standout player. Everybody loves Big D. What are your thoughts on the Lakehawks?
Oh, I think they're going to be a real sleeper team this year. You know, they have nothing to lose. They got 4th place last year. No one's going to really expect them to play up to how they are. They're the youngest team in the league right now, and I think they have a lot of potential.
Yeah. Same with you, Brett, there. They're looking for revenge for sure. After that relocation to the Lakehawks, I feel like they'll have a strong first year. They'll look to repeat like they did the first year. Guaranteed.
Now, Matt Ogden is hitting a career .494 for the Lakehawks. He has the highest average in the FLT, it looks like, career-wise. Think the Lakehawks are going to be a hitting team or a pitching team? Because Caden Stork, I know he's a good pitcher, but he's struggled in pressure situations in previous years.
Well, looking out of the ERA for the careers of the Lakehawks, no one is under 7, which every other team has a pitcher with a below 7 ERA. So I feel like their pitching will not be their strong suit, but rather their bats.
Yeah, same with you, Brett. I feel like they'll have to have a good hitting day to win the FLT championship. Like you said, Tanner, Caden is good in non-pressure situations, but when he gets in that tight situation, they just kind of like showed last year. The game just bursted open and they lost.
Alright, well, last year's 3rd place team, the 2015 champions, the only 2-man team in the field, the Apes this year, with myself and then Mark Ogden. What are your thoughts on the Apes?
Well, I think they'll be, once again, they're trying to come out hungry. They lost last year in the tight games to the Diesels to get to the championship, so they took a 3rd place finish. Definitely a good pitching team. They probably have one of the most stacked pitching teams in the league. So if they have a good hitting day and a good pitching day, probably looking at an FLT ship. You never know.
Yeah, they're a very well-rounded team. They've got 2 veteran players that love playing together. They always have some spunky uniforms, but I think they have a good shot to win it this year. They always do. They're always a very competitive team.
Alright, so last year's 2nd place team, Team OVO, they were a new team last year. They lost 2 games in the championship series to the Diesels. They're headlined by FLT Commissioner Stork, the lefty Brett Lenz, and then new addition this year, he sat out last year, Tate Wegman, looking to make a return. He was down in AAA last year at the Bragging Rights Wiffle Ball League. So what are your thoughts on Team OVO?
Well, they're the oldest team in the league. A lot of big, strong guys on this team. They can hit the ball out. Pitching might be their one flaw. Stork's a very good pitcher, but not much depth after that. But I look for them to make some noise in this tournament. They're all looking for their first championship. All 3 players, Kyler, Brett, and Tate, have never won an FLT championship, so that'll be interesting to see. But I think they've got a good shot this year.
And they're the only team with 2 lefties. Brett and Tate both throw and hit lefty. Don't know about their pitching ability, but that might come into play in some of the later rounds. So now the champions from last year, the Diesels, Patrick Lipka, Matthew Hodgen, and a new player this year, Adam Willie. D-Souls, of course, after that first game loss to the Apes last year, steamrolled the competition.
Sure.
They're going to be a team to watch out for, a tough team to beat.
Yes, I agree with you there, Tanner. They're slow to get started, but once they do, they're definitely a force to be reckoned with. I think with the new pool play this year, they'll have plenty of time to shake the rust off, which means I think that in the tournament, they'll be very strong and a very tough team to knock out.
I couldn't agree with you more, Brett, there. Last year, I mean, I personally thought they were going to go 0-2, but they proved everyone wrong. And after that first loss, I don't think that game was close, except for the losers bracket championship. I think it was 5-3 or something. But any other game was +7 or more. I think this year, with Patrick still on the team and the signing of Adam Willie and Matthew Hodgins always a good hitter, I think they'll look to roll right over the teams all the way to another FLT championship and go back-to-back possibly. Could very well happen.
Yeah, they're definitely the favorite this year. They've got terrific pitching, terrific hitting, and terrific fielding, so they can do every facet of the game, and they're definitely the team to beat this year.
Alright, now speaking of the D-Souls, they have the only brand new player to the FLT, Adam Willie. Every FLT player has been looking forward to see him make his debut. What are your thoughts on Adam? How do you think he can perform this year? I know the D-Souls, they got the stacked lineup. I don't know if he'll be able to slide in. Hopefully we'll get some chops at it in pool play.
I think Adam Wiley, he's got a lot to prove. He's always wanted to play, but he's never quite had the ability. But he just got the call up from AAA, and I think he'll be ready to make his splash in the league.
Yeah, for sure. Last year he was playing in AA Minnesota, and he couldn't really make the trip. So nice to see him get called up to AAA at the beginning of summer, and now his call to the majors in the FLT. So it should be a fun day to watch him, and let's see what the young rookie can do. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think he'll fit right into this great team. Couldn't be in a better spot for a rookie going to a world championship team.
Alright, so this year we're doing the pool play thing where each team, it's round robin style, and then after that we'll go to the seeding. What do you guys think? Pool play, it's a completely different story than tournament play. How do you guys think the seeding's going to look?
I think the Apes are going to come out on top. The Diesels, they're always rusty to start out, so I think that's going to eliminate them from the top seed. Team OVO, their pitching is not very deep, so I feel like they'll have a new sort of pitching rotation, which they'll probably try to leave their ace for the tournament, so I don't think they'll be the #1 seed. And the Apes, they're just, an all-around strong team, so I think they'll end the pool play with the #1 seed.
For sure. Couldn't agree with you more, Brett, again. The Diesels, I feel like they'll come out rusty like they were last year, and I think they'll take the 3 seed. I think the Lakehawks, they'll battle, and they'll save Caden and Matt's arms, and they'll take the 4 seed. And the reason why I think the Diesels will take the 3 is because Team OVO will play them Game 1 this year to start off at 6:30 a.m., and they'll be looking for revenge on them to beat them because of the championship destruction that they did to the OVO last year. So my 4 is looking like the Apes #1, OVO #2, Diesels #3, Lakehawks #4.
And I've got the Apes coming out as the 1 seed. They don't have any new additions to their team. They're the exact same roster as last year. I have the Diesels coming out as the 2 seed. Obviously a stacked team with the new addition of Adam. They should have a good pool play. I've got the Lakehawks at #3. Matt, Caden, and Daniel, they've all played together before. And I've got OVO as the 4 seed coming out.
Alright, we've all got similar things it looks like. Mine a little different here. I've got the Diesels coming in with the top seed. OVO and Apes playing in the 2-3 game. That might either work for both teams. And then the Lakehawks pulling the 4 seed. Hopefully they can upset the Diesels. Alright, so we've got some awards this year, of course, as every year. We need to pick who we think is going to win those. First up, we got the Scion Award. A lot of good candidates out there. Patrick Lipka, Mark Ogden, Kyler Stork, Caden Stork could even be a dark horse this year for the award. What are you guys thinking?
I really don't know, but if I had to pick, I would say probably Mark or maybe Patrick. I'd probably go with Patrick. The Diesels are just such a strong team pitching-wise. Patrick pitched the whole tournament last year, and he was unstoppable. So I feel like he will go back-to-back and win the Scion this year as well.
Myself, I want to say Mark will win it, but the addition of the whole lawsuit, not really a lawsuit, but changing the balls in 2016, Mark didn't really like the new balls, and he doesn't really like pitching with those. Yeah, I say if we play with the old balls, Mark definitely wins the Cy Young, but this year, Patrick, last year he obviously dominated with the new wiffle ball, so I say he steamrolls again and wins the Cy Young hands down.
And I'm kind of going with the dark horse here. I'm going with Tanner Peterson to win the Scion Award. He's really been working on that slider, and with the change of the wiffle ball, it really allows for a good break on it, and he throws it for a strike and gets you to chase it, and I think he has a good shot to win it this year.
Great choice. You know, I also going with the dark horse here. I think Kyler Stork, he's got a real good chance to win it here if Team OVO can make a deep push into the playoffs. If not, though, of course, Patrick Lipka, lowest ERA in FLT with a 3.81. I mean, that's tough to beat. So we'll just have to wait and see, because everybody knows you pitch different game to game, day to day, and that always seems to have an effect on the tourney. All right, our next award, the Gold Glove. Everyone is projecting Matt Ogden to win this one. There could be some dark horses out there, but what are you guys' thoughts on the Gold Glove?
I think it's Matt H all the way. I mean, last year didn't make a single error, and I think he'll keep that again this year, or maybe a few errors. But I think, he's definitely got the skill and the experience. So I feel like he will be a good contender for a Golden Glove.
Sure. I'm going to go with my teammate here, Brett Lenz, to win the Gold Glove this year. Last year, he did a solid job. He only made 1 or 2 errors. I feel like this year he'll be playing really well, looking for that first FLT ship, and he'll take that home at the end of the day.
And I'm going with another ape. I'm going to go with Mark Ogden to win the Gold Glove. He has solid pitching on the mound. I think he'll back him up well. Tanner gets a lot of ground balls and meets a lot of outs in the field. Mark, excellent outfielder and infielder. So I'm picking Mark Ogden to win the Gold Glove award this year.
All right, the most coveted award out there, the Sportsmanship Award. This one, it's another one where anyone can win it, just depending on their attitude on the day. Who are your thoughts, guys?
I feel like the popular choice would be Adam Wiley, but he's really got a bad mouth on him. I don't think he's going to win it this year. I feel like Matt Ogden, he's such a light spirit. I think he'll definitely win the Sportsmanship Award.
Yeah, you're dang right about that. Adam's mouth would probably take this award from him. Good mouth, good day for Adam, probably takes it home, but yeah, I'm looking at Matt Ogden winning this award.
I'm going with Daniel Ogden to win the Sportsmanship Award. He's a fun guy to be around, great teammate. Everybody in the league loves him.
Everybody loves Big D.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite for sure.
I'm going with Big D as well. Not a player in the FLT can say anything bad about him. A couple players in there that I don't think they have a chance with their mouth. That's going to be Adam Willie and Caden Stork. Maybe throw in Kyler Stork there. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But now we'll go to the real big award, the MVP award. This one normally comes from a member of the championship team, but I don't know how the rules are working out this year. We'll have to ask the commission on that one. So who are your picks?
My pick is probably Kyler Stork. He's not the best pitcher in the league, but he's definitely probably top 3. And batting wise, is again top 3. He's just a very good all-around player, and I think he's willing to make a strong push for the championship this year. And I think whether or not it's given to a team that wins the championship or any team, I feel like he's got a strong shot to win it.
It's a tough one here, but I honestly think I'm dark horse in this one. Tanner Peterson will win the 2017 FLT. He kind of had a down year last year in hitting, but he had a great year in pitching, and I feel like this year he's going to break through the roof and have a solid ride. So I think Tanner will take home the 2017 FLT MVP award.
I'm going with last year's MVP, Patrick Lipka. He has a solid team again this year, so I think he's got a legitimate chance to win it. He can do it all. He has a great fastball and a low ERA from last year. I think that'll continue. He also can swing it pretty well, and since he has a legitimate shot to win it, I think that'll really propel his number of MVP votes to him winning it this year.
All right, Kyler, I'd love to agree with you on your pick, but I think I got to agree with you, Brett. Kyler Stork, he's just a two-way player out there. Well, three-way if you consider the base path. He's got the speed, power. He's not the worst pitcher in the league, for sure. He's got to be in the top, as Brett said. 4.45 career ERA, 8-5. He's just an all-around player. I think he's going to be a real help for Team OVO this year in their championship push. Now, speaking of the championship push, it's time to make our picks for the championship. Who do you got, Brett?
I'm going to go with a bit of a dark horse here. I think the Lakehawks are going to win it this year. You know, they have nothing to lose. I feel like they're a young team. They're going to be willing to, try and win this championship. And I feel like everyone's going to count them out of the tournament. And I feel like it's going to give them the edge. I feel like they're going to surprise one team after another and win it all.
I'm going to go with the usual. I feel like it'll be a good Final Four round. I have the Diesels beating the Lakehawks 7-3, and then I have the Apes winning a late one over OVO 5-4, and I have the Diesels taking it home to repeat back-to-back and a 2-1 series win over the Apes.
That is right. There's a 3-game series in the championship this year. So if you lose the first one, you can still win it all.
Yep.
And I've got the Diesels winning this year. They're just a stacked team. 2 veteran players, and they're adding another solid rookie this year. They were so dominant last year. I just look for them to continue.
I gotta agree with you, Matt. I mean, the Diesels, they got last year's MVP. Pretty sure he won the Cy Young. At least he should have. Matt Hodge, and in the field and at the plate, he's just a force to be reckoned with. And of course, they got who looks to be the surefire Rookie of the Year, Adam Willie. Can't wait to see what he can do with the old stick. So we're looking like we got a week away for the FLT tourney, July 31st this year. We hope to see you guys watching the videos. I'm Tanner Peterson from the Apes.
I'm Brett Lenz from Team OVO.
And I'm Kyle Stork, the commissioner and Team OVO member.
And I'm Matt from the Lakehawks.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the tourney.